guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Dominique Renee, and I'm back with another video. So today's video will be a DIY on how I made this lovely chunky blanket you guys see right here. So stay tuned for the tutorial, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. In order to make your chunky blanket, you will need yarn, soft chunky yarn or wool, your choice. I am starting with 3 today because I'm not quite sure how large I want to make this blanket. So this is all I have, and I'm going to show you how I use my hands instead of a crochet hook to make the loops and get this blanket going. So the first thing you are going to do is take this long piece, start at the end of it, and take this long piece right here, flip it over and make a little cross. I like to twist it like this and make this loop a little smaller because it's kind of big, but like this, and you just hop up. If this loop will work with me today. So a loop about this size, not too big, not too small. You want your loops small because you do want them, if you want the blanket to be close together. Some don't like it that way. So what you do is once you form your first loop with your little, just simply crossing it over, you take the long tail piece and you put it right through here, and you have your first loop. So you want to also make sure this next loop you create is not too big because you want your loops to be fairly the same size. So you do it that again and again throughout until you form like a little chain, depending on how long you want it. I'm going to make as many loops on my first row to do my body's length so it can cover me. So I don't have a set number yet, and I'm gonna keep just taking it from the back, pushing it through, pulling it through, and it's gonna create this nice little loop up to so I'm gonna do this throughout the first row, and then when I get to the end of this row, I'll show y'all how I take it and cross it over and begin the next row. I find it easier to just go and unravel some of the yarn before the process, just so it makes it a little easier to go through and just pull the knots. So up, and once you have a knot, if you do make a knot that is too big, you can just simply just do what I'm doing and pull it, and it'll come right out, and you can go back to the last knot that you had that was the size you wanted it to be. So pull through, loop, pull, push through, pull, loop, push and pull, push and pull, just like this. And you're gonna do it for quite a bit until, like I said, you get to the length you want it to be. And then once you make it to the top, you're gonna take that loop and you're gonna go through the other one, but I'll show y'all how to do that once I make it to the top. Up. Okay guys, so we're finally to the end, and I did not count the number of loops I did, so I will just count them at the end and include it there on how long I made this blanket. So this is my last loop of the first end. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it to the side, and I'm going to pull this through sideways up, make it a little bit smaller so it's not a large loop. I'm going to pull this through from the back sideways, and it's going to form a loop to the side somewhat. So with this loop going to the side, I'm going to take the rest of the string and I'm going to also do the same. So instead of going through it, it's going to create loops like this now. So they're going to look like bunny ears, if you ask me. And you're going to do that throughout each of the loops that you just made. So keeping them still the same size, because you don't want these one side to be way larger than the other one. So the loop I had, the loop I made, and I'm going to do this throughout the length of this blanket. One side. Sorry if you guys can't see, I didn't realize it. So this is what it looks like so far. Again, I'm just going through the loops on the side that I just made to start my next row. You actually won't have to do this throughout the entire blanket. I'll go back and show y'all how to start the next row, and then I'm just gonna, once I get to that row, I'm just gonna finish the blanket up, and then I'll let y'all see the final pieces, because after you do this the first 3 rows, you're pretty much doing the same thing throughout the rest of the blanket until you get to the end. You kind of go back and do what you did here. So I'm breaking it up into several little small videos, just so the video isn't super long. So as you're looping it through the second time, this is what it's gonna look like. I know you don't see the blankets yet, but just keep going and eventually you'll see it. I'm also gonna show y'all what to do and how I connect it once I get to the end of it and I'm running out of yarn. So once this little first row of yarn is done, I'll show y'all how I connect the second row. Seeing now that I am definitely going to need way more string and / yarn than I purchased, I have reached the end of the first one already, just after 2 rows. So the only thing I'm going to do is tie these 2 together. So try to get the loop as tight as I need it. So that's all you do. Tie a little knot. And as you make it, tie a knot, but don't pull too tight that you break it. I'm just gonna cut this little piece off just because it's already broken off. I'm gonna cut the first knot off, but yeah, that's all. So you form your knot, and here's my end loop, and I'm just gonna go right through my end loop and continue the process throughout. So y'all, I am back because I've made a little progress, and well, this is what it looks like so far, y'all. I made this entirely too long. I don't know what I was measuring, but that's what I get for trying to do it sitting down. But this is 3 rows of 28 yard yarn, so I guess I might need to go buy, I may go buy like 6 more just to finish it off. y'all, I can go and tell y'all, this is probably not going to be a wide blanket, but it definitely will be a long blanket because it is super, super long. It starts at the head of my bed and hangs off my bed, and I got a queen size bed. I'm a 5'1", so if you're this 6 feet, this is probably the length of it because it is long. But this is it. It kind of gives you that little ropey, charny look. These are not tight, super tight, because I haven't came in and tightened it to pull through to these next yard ropes. So this is what it looks like. I just wanted y'all to get a quick glimpse before I finish it off and get to the end. But there it is, y'all. Chunky blanket coming together step by step. So guys, I have made it to the last of what I'm gonna do on this blanket because I've ran out of yarn several times and I'm not going back to the store tonight. So as you see, I do have some leftover bit, but I'm not gonna bother with this yet. I'm gonna hold off to the end, and the reason why I didn't do another row is because this is not enough, but I'm not gonna quite trash it slash cut it off just yet. So what I'm gonna do is, this is my last loop and this is the loop next to it. I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna pull it through, forming this little thing, and it's gonna form a loop, and that'll be how I seal off the ends of the blanket. I'm gonna have to pull on some of them tight because their loops are not super huge going from one to the next, because I did a smaller loop. But as you pull, you'll start to create this, and here's what I had left over, and when I'm finished, I'll just cut that end completely off, and then that will be the end of my cozy blanket, which is perfect for this upcoming fall and winter season. So this is it. So all you have to do is grab your next one, feed it through, pull it all the way down. This blanket, as I said again, y'all, I should have measured out and counted my knots because I made this blanket entirely too long. So it is longer than it is wide, which is okay. I'll probably end up giving it to my little sister or something. So no worries there, no loss. And I'm just continuing to loop, and that will be all I do. I'll include a picture at the beginning as the thumbnail just so y'all see how it turned out. But so far, this is the sealed ends of the blanket, so it's giving you that same loop-de-loop thing as it is throughout the entire blanket. So thank you guys for watching this video. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and until next time, enjoy.